Tony Porter, Cards and Dice TV, and this is part 3 of our Learn to Play Fall Classic Baseball. And I'm really going detailed, warts and all here. We are in the top of the 4th inning with Rick Peters. It's Detroit at Oakland. It's Rick Peters, Alan Trammell, and Steve Kemp against Brian Kingman, who got off to a super rough start, and you can see that if you look at the scorecard. And let me just slide it over just a little bit so you can get a better idea of what's going on without messing everything up here. And you can see that Kemp gave up 6 runs. He couldn't get an out, and I was just rolling, offensively for offensive results. And but then later on, he settled down a little bit, gave up a couple of quick hits in the second, but in the third got 1, 2, 3. So he's come around finally, and hopefully it stays that way for another couple of innings. I'd like to squeeze at least as many innings as I can. He's already got 18 batters. If you look down here where it says batters faced as a starter, you can go 32. So he can go, a bunch more batters, and let's see if he can hang in there. It's going to be Peters leading off. And these cards are super easy to read, and the way you play Fall Classic Baseball is you read. This is actually the 3rd installment of this Learn to Play, and I may do a couple innings here. I may do innings 4 and 5 in this part 3. You read off, and let's do it. Let's roll. Let's read the 6, and then the D6, and then the gold D6. So it's going to be a 6 and a 6, and that's going to be a drive down the line into the right field corner, and that's going to get past Armas, and he's going to play the carom. Peters is digging for second. Here's the throw, and he is safe with a leadoff double. So now we're at a point with Kingman that if he gives up one more run, he becomes shelled, and we got to pull him for sure. I hate to do that, but I will if I have to. But what I have, beyond Jones and Lacey in the bullpen, the other pitchers are just a disaster. So here's Alan Trammell with a runner at second base. And again, when you roll doubles in this game, it's pretty much you're in trouble, especially high doubles like 66, 55, 44, 33. Anything else, you may get lucky, depending on the batter. 24, and that's a 1 to 3. It's a hit by pitch, and guess what we rolled? Right? So, it is what it is. If every time you roll a possibility of somebody reaching base and you happen to roll, what is that? That's a small percentage, right? A small percentage opportunity. But that's a hit by pitch, and now you got runners on first and second. Hey, we're going to push Kingman to the limit, and let's look and see. We're going to have I don't even want to talk about who I'm going to have in the bullpen, because I really, to be honest with you, I have no freaking idea. So let's see what happens. Steve Kemp, we need him to hit into a double play here. And that is not going to happen. Oh, wait, it's a ball 4. It's a walk to Kemp. That loads the bases. So Peters at third, Trammell's at second. Kemp is at first, and here's Richie Hebner. Hebner so far today is walked and singled. Now the infield we're going to play the infield in, just because I can't go a 65. Oh my God. That's a pitcher home run. Kingman is a B pitcher, so it's 1 to 12 is a home run. You can see that there, but we rolled a 20. So that's going to be a fly ball, and automatically that is a hold. That's the way I play it. I'm not sure what it is officially in the game, but I play it as a hold, a shallow pop-up. He just got under it. A ball that he could have hit out of the ballpark, but he just didn't. Champ Summers now with 1 out. Again, the infield is in. I don't want to give up that extra run, because otherwise I'm going to be in trouble. A 15 is an out, and a 6 with the infield in. I believe with the bases loaded, I'm going to be able to go home with this. So I get a force it home on this. So it's going to be a 6-2 force it home. So that's a fielder's choice and out number 2. Bases are still loaded. And up comes Al Cowens. All right, so we're 1 out away from getting out of this potential disaster. Here's a pitch. And a 16 will get us out of trouble, and that's a ball that's hit right back to Kingman, and he'll throw out Cowens, and that ends the inning. So they leave the bases loaded on, so they go no runs and 1 hit, and we move to the bottom of the 4th. So wow, Kingman really had to pull off some magic to extricate himself from that crisis for sure. They had him against the ropes, but he was able to work himself out of it. So here's Mitchell Page leading off the bottom of the 4th inning. And a 61 is a blank, and a 61 for Wilcox is a strikeout. So he strikes out Mitchell Page. And Jeff Newman's up. And a 21, and he fans Jeff Newman back-to-back Ks for Wilcox, and he's got 4 today. Not a big strikeout guy. And here's Mike Heath with a 16. That's an out. It's a fly ball. The 18 says there's an 8 there, so that means a fly ball to center. And that's 3 up, 3 down. And we move to the top of the 5th, and we're going to play the top of the 5th here. It's moving along pretty quickly. We definitely want to prevent Kingman from getting into more trouble. Hopefully it'll be an easier inning than the previous inning where he had the bases loaded and nobody out. And let me just kind of bring that in there a little bit more. There we go. I want you to see the scorecard so you know what we're doing and how we're doing it. All right, John Walkenfuss, he's 0 for 1 with a walk and a run scored. And that's a 35, and a 35 will be an out. Again, a ball that's hit right back to Kingman. 1 down. Tom Brookins had a big double in that 6-run first inning. Bases clearing double. And that's going to be a 22, which is ripped to left center. Cut off by the center fielder Murphy. So Brookins with his second hit of the game. He's on at first. Here's Lou Whitaker, sweet Lou Whitaker, the pitch to Whitaker. Now, that's a potential error, but the first roll is going to be something called a KD check. The KD numbers are right under the 65 home run. It says KD 1 to 3, so I would have to roll 1 to 3, and then it would be a strikeout. But since it isn't, it's an 18, I'm going to have to roll again for the error rating, and it's 17. I know that that's above everybody's error rating because I know all my players. Second baseman. Second baseman is Cox, and Cox's error rating is a 5, so that 17 is way above that. All right, so it's going to be and a 17 is going to be a 4, 6, 3. They turn it to get out of the inning. No runs, 1 hit. And now he's pitched to 27 batters. He can go 32, so he can still go a few more. We'll go to the bottom of the 5th inning. And it's going to be Mario Guerrero leading it off. This is my second inning of Learn to Play. This is part 3. Check out parts 1 and part 2 of Learn to Play Fall Classic Baseball. That's a 54, and we're going to look at the 54 chart, which I have on a card. You can look at it on the official chart, the actual chart, or on the Fast Action cards. So the bases are empty here for Guerrero, and it's going to say strike 3 of catcher. Okay, this is a catcher framing ability result. And Walkenfuss is a framing ability of a G. He is the catcher. So the G says strike 3 of catcher range is a G, and it is. So it is strike 3. So he helps the pitcher pick up a strikeout, number 5 today. Here's Cox. And that's a 12, which is a fly ball. Center field. Center fielder is Peters for out number 2. 6-2 score. And here's Ricky Henderson. And that's a 31, and that's going to be banged up the middle, and that's going to get through for a single. So Henderson is on at first with a 2-out single. And up comes Dwayne Murphy. Murphy struck out, and then he walked, reached second on an error, and then stole third. Actually, I'm sorry, reached second on an error by the pitcher. Here's a pitch to Murphy. That's a 44, and that is ripped to right. And that will send Ricky Henderson to third base. So we got runners on first and third here with 2 outs. So the Athletics are threatening here on that 31 roll. 31 there, 31's a single. Milt Wilcox can go 34 batters, and he's got 18, 19, 20 so far, so he's got a ways to go. All right, so there's 2 outs, bottom of the 5th, first and third. The A's are down by 6. See what kind of roll we get. That's a 61, and that's a strike 3, and that is strikeout number 6. That will retire the side. So no runs, 2 hits, 2 left, and we move to the top of the 6th inning. This is Tony Porter, Cards and Dice TV.